You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Welcome everybody to episode number 110 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host Daniel Garana, and alongside me, as always, Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm still waiting, Danny. I'm still waiting. I'm getting more impatient, and yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now. I'm just impatient, and I just want the saga to be over.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that today, even though I know we are a little bit. But what I really want to talk about today is kind of LeBron centered, because there's a lot of talk about why LeBron shouldn't pick Miami. And last night I was scrolling through social media, and I think it was Channing Frye that came out and said, "You know what? I don't like the Miami situation. They don't have shooting." And man, I'm getting so tired of hearing this whole Miami doesn't have shooting. Not because I don't agree. They could have more shooting. 100%. But I feel like they're acting like we have a bunch of Giannis's from like top to bottom on this roster, like that nobody can shoot from the outside, nobody can spread the floor. And then on top of that, what really annoys me is the fact that they're talking like it's the Splash Brothers that's the other option on the other side. Like Cleveland and Philly, like is their shooting that much superior to Miami's?
No.
Now I know that there's levels to this, because I do understand that if you have some wing play, like a James Harden's going to take a lot more threes and spread the floor a lot more than, let's say, I don't know, I'm blanking here. Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis doesn't plays a little more in the paint, even though I feel like that does spread the floor when you have a big man that can shoot. But I understand that there's levels to this, okay? But I'm coming at this from a very practicable standpoint. I'm going to talk percentages. I'm going to talk just 3-point percentages, because I feel like when I looked at the 3-point percentages for the Miami Heat and the two other teams that supposedly LeBron's considering, which is Philadelphia and Cleveland, I was taken aback. Miami's shooting isn't as bad when you compare it to those teams. Can they use more shooting? Absolutely. But when you compare it to the other two options, like I don't know. I feel like having Giannis and Bam in the paint is going to kind of open up for a lot cleaner shots for some of these guys, and their percentage might even improve.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm with you, because you start looking at Philly and analyzing their roster. You start looking at Cleveland and analyzing their roster, and I'm with you. I don't see the shooters on their team. Yeah, James Harden can shoot, but he has to shoot it 30 times to make it 10. And
Yes.
yeah, I understand that they have Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is not an outside shooter. He's a guy who cuts to the paint, who tries to get a shot.
He's like a Dwayne Wade.
Right. Yes, he can make
not comparing the levels, but I'm just saying, like, as far as
playing style. Absolutely. Absolutely. Philly. I mean, I don't see VJ Edgecombe as a 3-point shooter. I don't see Tyrese Maxey as a 3-point shooter. I mean, yes, they can make the 3-point shot, but they are not what you would call shooters. The Heat have some shooters on their team. Tim Hardaway Jr., Danny,
the style
is a
of
shooter. Yeah. Oh, I think I lost Danny here, but we'll keep going, man. We'll keep going. So, everything good?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just letting the folks know that we have shooters. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a shooter. I looked at his stats. I did my research, man. You told me we're going to talk about shooters. And so I did my research. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a 36.5% career 3-point shooter in the NBA over 893 career games, Danny. That's about 2.3 made threes a game. That's a shooter.
No, 100%.
People say that he can't shoot. He can.
And then I wanted to get on what you were talking about, Cleveland James Harden, because that's when I think kind of just kicked me out. The James Harden thing really annoys me, because I understand that he's like in second place behind Steph Curry for most 3-pointers ever made. He's the only person that I believe is in the top 10 in that list that is shooting like 36%. He's a volume shooter. He is one of the most frustrating players to watch play, because when he puts it up, you expect him to miss more than you expect him to make it, because he just chucks him up all the time. He's constantly missing. He's constantly going 3 for 10 every game.
Well, that was going to be my question to you when you mentioned James Harden, and that's kind of what I said before StreamYard kicked you out. But yeah, he can make you, 3, 4, 5 threes a game, but he's going to shoot 20 of them. He's just a kind of and when you said that, hey, he's made X amount of shots throughout his career, like he ranks second or third or whatever it is that you said.
He's second behind Steph Curry.
Yeah, I want to know where he ranks when it comes to missed shots. Because I guarantee you he's in the top 3 there too.
Most missed 3-pointers. He has to be. Yeah, he's number 1.
Missed 3-pointers, he's number 1?
Yeah, he's number 1.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. I wanted to put this up real quick. Now, this is the top 8 shooters, 3-point shooters for every team. I'm talking about Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Philadelphia 76ers. This is based off of last year's statistics. If you look, Miami at the moment has 4 shooters that shot over 40%. And if you want to take Donovan Mitchell and you want to do it the way they do it in math, right? It's 0.5, you round up. You could say 5. 5 shooters that were shooting 40% or better. When you look at Cleveland, you got James Harden, which you were just talking about. He's a volume shooter. 43%. Sam Morrell, 42%. Max Strus, 40%. Other than that, there you go. Donovan Mitchell, like you said, 36. Tyrese Proctor, 35. Then you got Dennis Schroeder and Evan Mobley, 20. When I saw this, I thought to myself, what do people consider having shooting? We have Bobby Portis, Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell even shooting almost 40%. What is it that people want? And let's add to the fact that we're probably not done. We're probably going to sign one more shooter. Klay Thompson's on the watch for the Miami Heat. Bradley Beal is somebody that they're looking into. They're going to add another shooter. What more do you want? And if you bring in LeBron James, I know last year I think he had an off year. I think it was in the high 30s maybe, but he's relatively a decent 3-point shooter also. He's just adding. If he adds himself to the roster, you're just improving the 3-point shooting. And then when you look at Philly, it's not horrible, but just because they're consistently in the mid 30s. But I mean, are they knocking down threes left and right? On top of the fact that he's gonna have to share the ball with everybody. This whole of the 3 teams, you know what? I don't like Miami. I don't like the situation. They don't have enough shooting. Are they even bothering to look at the other teams?
Well, right here, third pick Shakira says, we're great, guys. Don't worry yourself. And I'm with her. Or him. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't tell. I think it's a young lady in the picture. But yeah. I'm with you, third pick Shakira. I'm not worried. I'm not worried if LeBron comes here that the Heat are not going to be able to be great 3-point shooters. I'm comfortable with the team that the Heat has. I'm okay if they don't add another shooter. I think they will have more than enough because we only talked about Tim Hardaway Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
You put up the stat there. Bobby Portis, right? Bobby Portis last year shot 39.3%. Or sorry, Bobby Portis throughout his career, not last year. Bobby Portis throughout his career shoots just under 40%, which for a power forward or a center type player is elite, just under 40%. Like you said, last year he shot 43.8, which was unbelievable. And I don't know if you knew this, but in 2020, 2021, he shot 47.1% from three that season. That is absolutely unheard of. And so Andrew Wiggins, dude, 36.2% career percentage 3-point shooter. Historically, when he came in, he was inconsistent, but he had his best 3-point shooting year last year. He shot 41.4% from 3. Best of all time. I mean, it goes to show you that not only, Danny, do we have shooters, but the Heat do an incredible job of taking players that haven't been shooters or consistent shooters throughout their career and make them consistent shooters. Duncan Robinson comes up to the top of my head. Nobody knew who he was. The Heat made him into a consistent 3-point shooter. Max Strus, nobody knew who Max Strus was. Comes over ends up getting a huge payday by going to Cleveland by having an unbelievable season. Gabe Vincent, another guy who didn't shoot threes that well before he came to Miami. Started shooting threes, got another contract from LA. Caleb Martin, and I'm naming guys over the last few years. We can continue to go back. I mean, Haywood Highsmith, Josh Richardson, all these guys came to the Heat with lower shooting percentages on the three-point shot than they did by the time that they left the Miami Heat. And that goes to show you that it doesn't matter who the Heat have. They're going to make it work no matter what.
And we can add to the fact that Ray Allen is the shooting coach. We haven't talked about Ryan Conwell, which we're expecting to contribute from outside. I mean, this team is better than I think people are realizing. And then Zaire Lewis saying after they took his cookies, you really think he's going back? You know what? I saw some people saying like after the way everything went down with Pat Riley, do you really think that they were really gonna like even if they mended, like is he really gonna go back there? Do you remember all the things that Dan Gilbert said about him?
Yeah.
And he went back, and that was only 4 years later. We're talking 12 years later. Yeah, I don't think that that's an issue at all. I don't think the cookies thing is an issue. I think Pat Riley has seen the way LeBron James takes care of himself at the age of 41, 42 to stay playing in the NBA. I think Pat Riley trusts that he's going to be okay physically. I don't think he has to worry about cookies because LeBron James has proven that if anybody in the NBA takes care of his body, it's him. So I don't think that that's going to be an issue at all.
I agree. And going back really quickly to the shooters, I just wanted to make a quick point because everybody's so worried about Miami having elite shooters on their team, right? And they don't need everybody on their team to be an elite shooter. What they need is enough guys to be respected.
Yeah.
Around Giannis and Bam, respected shooting is going to be the difference between a functional offense and one that's clogged in the paint. So that's exactly what they need. People who are respected. And that's going to either give Giannis and Bam the enough space within the paint to work and get baskets, or if they end up, double downing on these guys in the paint, it's going to open up your shooters who need to make folks respect them.
And it's funny because I've heard obviously the no shooting thing, and then I started hearing some people talking about like, yeah, but nobody's talking about the fact that the paint's going to be clogged with Bam and Giannis in there, so LeBron's going to have no room to work. It's like, do you guys forget that Spo is the coach? You don't think he's thought about these things? You don't think he's going to figure this out? And and did you forget that we've seen Bam play out on the perimeter? Like, he doesn't need to be in the paint. Like, Bam has really expanded his game. I mean, he still needs to improve some of his shooting from the outside, but like, people are just, I don't know. I think they forget about Spo. But that was the shooting. Now I want to move on to LeBron, apparently, and this will be the little bit of LeBron talk. I don't want to talk too much LeBron. I'm tired of talking LeBron. But LeBron apparently might be holding up. This is the rumor that's out there. Bleacher Report put it out there. I forgot what the reporter was. That he may be holding up his decision, waiting to see if one of the three teams could possibly, or maybe even four, maybe Golden State, could acquire either Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving because he wants to play with one of them again. One, do you believe this? And two, what do you think that means for Miami?
Honestly, I don't believe it. If you start looking at the teams, right, the only team that Kyrie could technically go to without blowing up your current roster, he's not going to go to Golden State. You already have Steph Curry. He's not going to go to Cleveland. You already have James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and yeah.
But James Harden hasn't signed with Cleveland yet.
Yeah, but you'd have to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if that's going to happen. And I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Philly, you got Tyrese Maxey. So Kyrie Irving is not going to go to one of those three. I mean, maybe he goes back to Cleveland. Who knows?
Cleveland is the one I think is possible, yeah.
Miami could be a possibility. Obviously, you could trade Donovan Mitchell. You could trade Nikola Jovic and maybe some picks over to Dallas to bring him over. Look, I think Kyrie is one of the best point guards I've ever seen live. I don't side with him on all his beliefs, even though he's come back to earth on some of his beliefs. But I do think he's a fantastic point guard. The issue that I have is he's coming off of a serious injury, and you don't know how he's going to be next year. You don't know if he's going to need, back-to-backs, second night of a back-to-back off, if he's going to miss games. And the one thing that we know that this organization, the Miami Heat organization, likes is they like people to be accountable. They like people to show up for games, to play. And so that's why I'm not sure if the Kyrie thing to Miami would work. Now, Anthony Davis, you start looking at it again. Golden State just signed Kristaps Porzingis. Are they going to trade him? I don't know. You have Jared Allen over with Cleveland. Is that a guy you're going to trade? You're going to trade Jared Allen or Evan Mobley for Anthony Davis? I mean, does that make sense? Just to bring on for 2 years, you're going to blow up your young core,
especially since Anthony Davis is always injured.
Right. And then obviously in Philly, you have Joel Embiid, and I guess that would make the most sense, right? You trade Joel Embiid for Anthony Davis, and you get rid of, right. You get rid of one injury-prone center for another one, but I just don't see him coming to Miami. I mean, I just don't, because you have Bam Adebayo, and I just don't see it.
I don't see it either. I don't see Anthony Davis. I think it's impossible for Miami. Kyrie Irving, maybe. But I don't see what we would send salary-wise. I don't know see how that fits. Kyrie's getting paid like $40 million. I think you'd have to trade Andrew Wiggins and I don't know, something else to kind of make the contracts work out. But I don't know. I don't believe that LeBron would hold things up just for Kyrie and Anthony Davis. Both injury-prone, coming off of injuries. They're not the easiest fit on the teams that he's talking about going to. So you think this is going to be like a random surprise team that he just randomly ends up jumping onto? Like, hey, guess what? He ended up going to the Chicago Bulls or some crap like that.
I mean, it would be funny if he ended up going to Oklahoma City, wouldn't it?
That would be funny, actually. That would be funny. And taking the minimum, so they get to keep the whole core.
Right, either that or the Spurs. I mean, it would just be really funny if he chose OKC or the Spurs, and he went to go play with Wemby. I mean, if he's going to take the minimum, he could.
He can go anywhere. If he's going to take the minimum, he can go anywhere.
If he was truly ring chasing, like a lot of folks have said, and look, I don't disagree with, that that theory of that he's ring chasing. But if he was truly ring chasing, those are the two teams that you would go to, either OKC or the Spurs, especially if you're going to take a minimum.
Yeah, no, and then that's the cool part for any team that gets him. If he's really taking a minimum, you're getting a steal, because you can say whatever you want about LeBron James' game deteriorating or not being the same. At a minimum, you're not going to get anybody that good. All right, Solana, let's see. It's Thursday, July 23rd. Any chance we get an answer today? No chance. All right. Well, we'll see. Fuck. This is taking forever. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars in a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we will be back maybe tomorrow. I don't know, at some point. But we will be back, hopefully talking this effing decision. But don't forget, Miami has shooting. So if he doesn't come to Miami, it's not because of the shooting. So until the next one, have a good one.